The Madrid bombings have prompted increased security measures on U.S. railways. Amtrak has increased its patrols by police and K-9 units. Electronic surveillance of bridges and tunnels has also been intensified. And Amtrak is once again stressing to its employees that they should report anything suspicious. Amtrak says there is no credible threat against it or any other railroads. I want to talk about the security of the American rail network and who might be behind the Spanish attacks. Terrorism expert Jeff Beatty is president of Total Security U.S., and he's here with us live in Atlanta. Good morning.
Good morning, Darren.
First, let's look at Madrid. When you see that, what jumps out to you?
Well, I think that it was a mistake for the Spanish to rush to judgment that it might have been ETA, or ETA, as some people say. ETA, it's a different type of operation than they've traditionally run, and when you're out there immediately after the attack looking for ETA, other people who may be responsible can slip through the initial dragnet. So I think that there are really three possibilities. Either ETA, who has upgraded their operations significantly, or maybe learned by watching Al-Qaeda, or Al-Qaeda itself, who's trying to punish the Spanish for participation in the American coalition. Or another possibility that hasn't been too widely talked about is, just like the IRA had splinter groups that jumped off when they didn't think the mainstream IRA was being tough enough, it's quite possible that that now has happened to ETA. So some splinter group may be wanting to be more violent, may have in fact either copied or created a liaison with Al-Qaeda.
And to add to the confusion and the complication, you have ETA denying responsibility. Then you have a group writing a letter into an Arabic newspaper, Al-Quds, saying, well, Al-Qaeda is responsible. So you have the people who not claiming responsibility being blamed for it, and it kind of twists it all around.
Well, ETA is smart to deny responsibility, because we draw the parallel to what happened to the American militia movement in the mid-90s. I mean, we had a pretty strong militia movement happening here until the Oklahoma City bombing. That did so much to wipe the militia movement out, more than the government could have done. People
the
just said
emotional support that people might
absolutely
have had.
The hearts and minds went away from the militia movement, and that, if it turns out that this was ETA, this would have been a grievous error on their part to do so. In terms of the claim made by somebody else, the timing of that tells me they're just opportunistic. If they had done it at the time of the attack, rather than how long it takes to type out an email and send it in, it might be more credible.
Let's bring this home here to the U.S. The thousands of people that will be getting on trains at the end of work today, perhaps over the weekend to travel. How do you possibly protect the thousands and thousands of miles of railways here in the U.S.?
Well, the good news is the Americans have not been asleep at the switch. Ever since 9/11, the Federal Transit Administration has been very, very active. I was actually disappointed yesterday to hear a consultant on the air here saying, well, you really can't defend this system. It's vulnerable. You can't. I'm not sure we'd want to try to protect it. That is not the view that the FTA has, that Jennifer Dorn, their administrator, has. They've been aggressive in doing threat and vulnerability analysis, aggressive in doing technical assistance to the properties, installing security equipment, doing training. We just trained 5,000 people last month on how to detect casing and rehearsal activity, and we're doing live fire exercises, emergency operations summits, that will actually replicate the type of thing that happened in Spain on U.S. soil for training for these people. So
you would get on a train in the U.S.?
I rode a train yesterday in Washington, D.C.
All right. Well, that pretty much says it all. Jeff Beatty, thank you for your expertise today.
Thanks
for stopping by. I appreciate it.